Good afternoon, everybody. We are live. It is Sunday, June 30th at 4 p.m. So this live is a public live. So once a month I do a public live. The rest of the month is only for my members. So you can join this channel if you want to become a member. It's quite cheap actually. So welcome to this live. So we might be getting new people today. So I might be talking about the principles that we are basing our decisions on, and that's all right because we always need to go back to the basics or the fundamental principles, and sometimes we forget them and we get too emotional. So it's always good to remember the basics. So welcome inbound. Thank you for the comment. Thank you. Love your avatar. And Smoky Love, hello Smoky Love, peace and love to you too. So today we are going to take a look at the stocks that we are looking at every single day of the week. So every weekday we are looking at Tesla, VIX, the bonds, the US dollar, Dow Jones, S&P, Nasdaq, Apple, Amazon, AMD. Somebody asked me to talk about Adobe, so we'll do a fresh new technical analysis on Adobe. I had done one in the past, as you can see, but now I have no lines, no recent lines, so we are going to take a look at that. So we are going to look at all of these stocks from a weekly perspective, because during the week, every day, we look at it from a daily perspective. So we are going to do that. Sorry. And also take a look at the sectors. What sectors are looking at, or what they are, are they, I'm trying to find a word here. Are they launching? Are they in exhaustion mode where maybe we can take profit and everything? And and if you have that's it. I'm gonna leave it as that. When I do the Tesla Weekly Live during the month, when it's only for my members, I tend to sometimes ask them if they don't have new stocks that they want me to look at. So we look at that also, but because this is a public one, I'll just refrain myself and only do this for my members. They need to have something special, so voilà. So let's start. So we are doing technical analysis right here, if you don't know. So we are we know that what makes a stock move is the buying and selling, the supply and demand. This is what makes stock move. It's not the news. It's not a company's performance. It's not that. These are indirect factors. When there's a great news, this is an indirect factor. If the great news makes it so that nobody buys, then that great news is not going to make a stock go higher. So it's not news that are influencing the stock. It's people buying and selling. And these people buying and selling, we need to know what's in their heads to see how they interpret a specific news. They might interpret it differently than what analysts are interpreting it. And it's the interpretation of the mass that counts. If an analyst says, "Oh yeah, I think this news is good," okay, thank you very much. But if the rest of the buyers and sellers of Tesla don't think the same thing, then your opinion is of no value to us. So how can we know and learn what's inside people's mind? Well, we could send them a survey, but that would take a long time. So the best survey there is to watch their behavior. Are they buying? Are they selling? And at what price are they buying? At what price are they stopping buying? And so forth. So this is what we are looking at. And this is very important information because we get to see the global behavior of all the buyers and sellers of Tesla stock. Are they trending? Is the stock price trending higher? Is it trending lower? That's important information. And personally, I would not buy an asset that's whose value is trending lower, unless I really need that asset, so that because because it's a car and I need some transportation, I'm going to buy a car, and this is a depreciating asset, so I'm going to buy it anyway because I need it. When you buy a stock, you don't need the stock. You don't need the stock. You only buy it because you want it to appreciate in value. So you should never buy a stock that is depreciating in value. You should never buy it. You should never buy it, in my opinion. Then this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, blah, blah, blah. You should not buy it. That's it. This is my spiel. You should not buy it. And Tesla has been decreasing in price since 2022. So you should not really buy it unless exceptions. So Tesla price, you see, these lines have been good for over 2 years. Or close to 2 years. November 2022. November 2021. So it's more than 2 years. So these lines, Tesla price has been caving into these lines for 2 years. Each time the stock comes there, it go down. The price go down, the price go down, the price go down, the price go down, the price go down. How many times does it need to happen for people to understand that this works until it does not work? But if something that has worked for 2 years, you can start to trust it. If it's only working once in a while, well, okay, you don't have to trust it. But if it has been working for 2 years straight, you should trust it. So this is why we trust those lines. If they are well drawn, of course, if they are well drawn. If they are not well drawn, then they won't hold very long. But the well drawn candle lines, the trend lines, then they are holding a lot. So voila. So that was my entry spiel. And now we are going to go to Tesla stock, and you can ask questions, make comments. I will look at them as I go along. So this is meant to be somewhat of a bi-directional thing. Bi-directional. Let me make sure that things are okay on the live streaming end. Is it working well? It seems to be working well. We have 2 people that commented, so at least we have 2 people. We have 25 people. So fantastic. So yeah, let's start. So Tesla, I called a buy on Tesla. This week. I called it a buy. Why? Why did I call it a buy? And there's always risk. There's always risk in any investment. There's always risk. But I called it a buy. I called it a buy because, let me show you. We were into this another decreasing trend. This is a decreasing trend. This one is steeper than this trend. Steeper. This trend goes at this rate, and this one is steeper. You can see the lines are steeper. Yes. Yes, Sean. Hang on with me. Hang on. So Tesla is into a decreasing trend. So when we are into a downtrend, the stock tends to zigzag between the 2 lines. Yes, I do. Yes. So, let me do it correctly. And I like this, Sean. This is perfect. So yes, Tesla has been decreasing. So you don't buy and hold Tesla since since November 2021, you don't buy and hold Tesla because it's decreasing in trends. You can trade Tesla. You can trade it. You can trade it because once the stock goes to this resistance, it tends to go back to the support. Then it tends to zigzag like this. It tends to zigzag. So you can trade it. You can trade it. You can say, well, okay, I know Tesla is going down as a whole. I won't hold it for 2 years because I don't want to lose 3/4 of my worth invested in Tesla. But you can buy it when it's close to the support right here. It's close to the support, tends to go up. Close to the support, tends to go up. When it's even outside of the bearish channel, when it's outside, it's okay to buy because it's so far out that it tends to go back in with some vengeance. So these are the buys that I called last year, 2023. Boom, you can go watch the videos. January 19th, I have a video. It's there. So you can trade it. And then there were no more buys until last week. So last week we had a buy. We had a buy for a trade. It's not an investment that you can leave there. It's a trade because we are still in this downward trend. And on top of it, we were into another steeper downward trend. And we broke that downward trend right here. We broke this downward trend right here. Downward trend, the second one. We broke it Thursday, June 13th. We broke it there. We broke it. So then it means that the stock is no longer trending down according to that downtrend. It's still trending down according to this bigger downtrend, but not according to this more recent one. There's some things are changing. Some people are deciding to stop selling as much, and some people have decided to start buying more. For whatever reason, we don't need to look at the reason. We are looking at the aggregate behaviors, the aggregate behavior of the buyers and sellers. We are looking at the aggregate behavior. So the aggregate behavior, which was to push the stock price down since July 2023, one full year, going down for one full year, and now we are almost in July. And now this trend has been stopped. It has been broken. So this is a step change. This is a scientific thing. This is data. And we are analyzing the data. This is so scientific. You cannot believe it. This is much more scientific than any YouTuber that will look at the financial results of Tesla and say, well, or not even look at financial results, but look at trends in production. So Tesla should be producing this amount of cars in 3 years, so the stock price should be at this price in 3 years. So, I'm sorry, but this is not scientific. This is just extrapolating what is happening or what should be happening, but we don't know if there will be a war that will change everything. We don't know if the US dollar is going to crash because of BRICS. We don't know a bunch of stuff. But so these people that do fundamental analysis on the financial statements, analysis on the production numbers and everything, they do great work, but it's not as scientific as looking at actual data in the present. This is the present. We had a downward trend that was broken on June 13th. This is, I called it on that day, we have a break. So that's pretty present. Now something has changed now. So we had a break of this downward resistance right there, June 13th. That did not mean that we should buy. Because it just meant that we were no longer going down. That's it. But we could be going sideways for a long time. So I did not tell you to buy. I just said, okay, well, we are outside of the downward channel. So a stock can either go down, go sideways, or go up. So it's no longer going down. So we got that one check. Check. Now we should look at it to see when it is going to stop going sideways. So let's define going sideways. Well, since January of this year, we could not break 194.35. We could not break it. We could not really go lower than 160.45. Yeah, there's a bit of an exception here, But basically, this is going sideways, this is going sideways at the same time as it was going down. So we could have multiple patterns at the same time. But then, so after we got outside of this downward resistance, we started to go sideways, or we continued going sideways because we had been going sideways until we stopped going sideways and started to go up. So we were no longer going down. Now we are not going sideways. So what else is there? We could go up. We started to go up. So this is what I call a buy. This is what I call a buy. When the stock is no longer going down, it's no longer going sideways, so it started to go up. That's it. That's it. And this means that since Wednesday of last week, since Wednesday, June 26th, people are changing their mind about Tesla because you now need to pay more than $194.35 to get the Tesla share. And before, you didn't have to pay higher than that. So people that own shares are less willing to sell it lower than $194.35. They are no longer willing to sell it, or there are more buyers that want to buy it, and they are exhausting the buyers that want to sell it below. So there's more buyers than sellers that want to sell it below $194.35. So the price is going higher. So this is what we are looking at on this channel. We are having a big move like this. So there is a step change in how people think about something. It's just like it's just like a hockey card. Hockey card, I don't know. The Wayne Gretzky rookie card is worth a certain amount of money, and that amount is changing through time. And if you plot this, you can see that sometimes it's going down, sometimes it's going up, and you can decide when to buy and when to sell based on those trends. This is what we are doing here. This is what we are doing here. And yes, I'll talk about Warren Buffett. He's great. He's great. He has time to get a deep dive. On the company he invests in. He has time to do a deep dive on them, analyze the management, analyze the market and everything. I don't have that time. I could buy his fund, sure. But did he get into Tesla when Tesla was at $24 and went to $400? Did he get into Tesla? No, he did not get into Tesla, because Warren Buffett does not like risk. He likes Coca-Cola and all those companies, and he's making billions. I cannot, this is great for him. He's making billions. I don't do that. I prefer the sport. You can say I prefer the sport, but I prefer to find companies that have great upward potential, and I prefer to analyze the tug of war between the buyers and sellers and enter at the right time and sell at the right time. And it's not true that you cannot time the market. I cannot time the market in the future, but I can time the market in the present. I can time it in the present. I can time it. And this is what I did. This is what I did here, 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 here. I timed it. Well, okay, this is changing, this is changing, this is changing based on data. Based on data. Not based on a guru. I'm not a guru. You know, these lines are there because they fit the specific, you know. I'm tracing a line joining tops a stock makes, you know. A 2-year-old could do this. Well, almost. So this is data. This is data driven. This is data driven. And yes, Warren Buffett did not invest into Tesla. So yeah, he missed a great ride because Tesla did not fit into his criteria. And his criteria, well, he does not like technology. He does not understand technology. So I don't know. We should have him on the show. We should have him on the show and talk to him about this. So there are different ways to make money in the stock market. I'm going to say this. There are different ways. You can buy a company or you can buy a stock. And I don't buy a company. I buy a stock. I buy Tesla stock, and when Tesla stock goes down, I'm sorry, but I'm going to get out. Even though I love Elon, I think he's a genius and everything, I am not investing in Tesla. I'm trading for my own account to make money. So no emotions. I'm not wedded to Elon or to Tesla. I love the cars. I love the company, but I'm trading it. So if I go back to Sean. So Sean, yes, this is a buy. This is a buy. But this is a trading buy. So it's a buy. But we are into a downward trend. You know, this is the big downward trend. So we have to contend with this. So it's possible that the buy reverses at 212. It's possible that it reverses at 217. It's possible that it reverses on this downward trend right here. So it's possible that it lasts just until 224. But still, if you buy at 197, let's say, and you sell at 224, it's still money. It's still money. So this channel is called the Daily Trader. It's not called the Daily Investor. So we trade. So yes, we are into a downward channel, but we are not close to the downward resistance yet. So there is a buy opportunity that I took. When you see a green thing next to my watch list, it's because I own that instrument, Bitcoin XRP. I own that. When you see yellow, it's because I'm considering buying it. So yeah. So this is the distinction that I am making, and I should do this. So this is my buy arrow. So I call the buy here. It might not be a big buy that will last for the next 3 years. I don't know how long it is going to last, but I know that there is a push of buyers behind this move. That's what I know. And we don't know until when it is going to take us. And then look at this. Look at this here. Okay, I'm going to come back to this. You made me do it. You made me do it. You made me do it. I'm going to do it. So in the middle of COVID, you know, in February 2020, COVID started, February, March, COVID started, and Tesla stock started to trend down. So the highs were getting lower and lower. So in April of 2020, the highs stopped going lower and lower, and they started to go higher and higher. And the lows started to go higher and higher also. So this was the buy signal right there. This was the buy signal right there. I've talked about it before. So this was the buy signal. Who in their right mind would buy Tesla stock on April 9th, 2020, when the world was shutting down? Who in their right mind would be buying that stock? Nobody, because you say, well, the world is shutting down. They won't be able to produce as many cars. People don't want to buy cars. The world is shutting down. Who in their right mind would think that Tesla stock would go like crazy? Nobody. But if we just listen to this, the stock price was trending down. Then it stopped trending down on April 7th. But then it was going sideways. It was going sideways. So, okay, it stopped trending down, but it could still go sideways for years. And then it stopped going sideways right here, April 9th. You see? I'm using the same principles. I'm using the same principles. Stock is no longer going down. Stock is no longer going sideways. Then, so this was a buy right here. This was a buy. April 9th was a buy. April 8th, sorry. April 8th was a buy. April 9th was still okay, a buy. So this was a buy right here. What did happen? And nobody in their right mind would have bought this. What did happen? After all of the splits, the stock was at at $37 after all the splits, because at the time I think we were at around $500. So the stock was, after all the splits, at $37. And where did it end up going to? $400. So from $37 to $400, that times 10. Times 10. So what is the conclusion? Don't listen to common wisdom, analysts' wisdom, fundamental wisdom. Don't look at that wisdom. Look at the buyers and sellers, and people were starting to buy Tesla like crazy against the sellers. And this is what pushed the stock higher. We learned afterwards that because of, I think it's quantitative easing and everything, the Fed flooded the market, the economy, with US dollars and everything, and people started buying stocks with them. That's it. It's the tug of war between the buyers and sellers. This is what's pushing, this is what's pushing the stock. So this was a buy signal, and I'm proud to say that I bought exactly at that point. Well, on April 8th, I did not buy because I could not believe it. I said, wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. It's impossible. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. But what makes sense is to follow the herd. Follow the herd of people buying and selling. Don't follow the herd of traders and investors. Follow the herd of people buying and selling the stock. So, don't follow the herd of YouTube people. Follow the herd of what the data is telling you. So April 8th, I was way too scared to buy. I was like, I cannot buy. It does not make sense. But then the next day, April 9th, it was climbing and climbing. It was higher than April 8th. So I said, gosh. No, okay. I need to be true to my principles. The stock is no longer going down. It's no longer going sideways. What the heck? What the heck? It is going higher. If you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, is the truth. Spock, Star Trek, whatever. If you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, is the truth. So I bought there. I bought April 9th. And if we started to draw the lines, if you take, if you look at the lows here, you take these 3 candles and you draw a line. This was already showing us that the price, that the lows, because the prices always zigzag like this. And we call the bottom the lows and the tops the high. So it's always doing like this. So the lows were getting higher. lows were getting higher. So if you draw a line on the lows, it was already starting to go higher in terms of the lows. In terms of the highs, not so much until April 8th. But then if you continue that line, if you continue that line, that red line, okay, and I have the, let me do this to help you see a bit more. So if you continue that red line and that green line, which is pretty much the same slope, how long did that line last? So we were in April of 2020, and look at this. The stock started like this, then started to go higher and faster, and then it crashed a little bit, and boom, it went and sat on that line, sat on the same line. You know, don't tell me this is a coincidence. Don't tell me this is a coincidence. 1 year later, we are sitting on that same line, and we continued respecting the same line. Come on, look at this. You draw a line, and 1 year later, after the stock has went away, boom, it's coming back on it and follows it again. Come on. 1 year, one line. This is almost too good to be true. This is almost too good to be true. And it did the same thing again. Did the same thing in 2021. At the end of 2021, it started to go super high. Boom, 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 and then boom, on that line again, then broke it. So that trend was over at that point. Once we break through, this is over. Then it came back, but it was basically over, and it started going down ever since. Because once it was broken, then it had already so Tesla stock had already when we broke this here, we had already started, the tops already started to go down. So we had already started another trend. This is the one we are in right now, that has been lasting for more than 2 years. Yes, a little bit of jiggery thing, a zigzag thing, but we were in this downtrend, which we still are right now. So Tesla is a buy. You still need to look at it. If you buy, look at it. Don't close your eyes and look at it in only 6 months. Don't do that, because we could be bouncing on the downward channel, and we could be going on the other side as low as $50. So don't close your eyes. If you buy, it's a trade. You look at the trade. You look at the trade, because it can reverse on you. So a trade is like a snake. You don't trust a snake. You don't trust a snake. You trust a horse. You trust a horse. You slap the butt of a horse. You can trust it that it's going to go that way for some time. You don't know how long, but it's going to go that way. You don't trust a snake. It's going to come back and bite you. So you buy it if you want to. You know, you don't have to buy. This is not a financial advice. I'm showing you what I think and what I do. So I bought, but I'm watching it, because it can reverse on me at any point. So when I buy, after a stock has gone over a horizontal resistance like this, I put a stop loss just a little bit below, because it could reverse, you know. Here, sorry, we have broken 194.35 in February 15th. We have broken it for 2 weeks, and then it came back down. It can happen again. This was still a buy. It was a step change. It was a step change and everything. It was still a buy, but it was a temporary buy. Right now, this is a better buy because at least we are outside of this downward channel. Here we were inside, but it was still a buy. So this is still a buy, but it's not like buy Tesla for the next 5 years. It's not like that. So buy, but be careful. We could be reversing at 212. We could be reversing right now. We could be reversing at 217.65, and we could be reversing at 226. If we break, and I'm gonna make this one a little bit lighter, and yeah, if we break this big downward channel, then this is going to be great news. So it will mean that we are breaking outside of a bigger downward channel, the one that was there for the past 2 years. So then, okay, we have broken a small downward channel, that's fine. Now, if we are breaking a second one, then the outlook is going to start to be a little bit more nice, and the trade is going to maybe last longer. So if we go on the 1 month chart, if we go on the 1 month on the monthly chart, you see that basically looking at it, so Tesla was here in 2020, blah 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 blah, boom, bounced on another point. So this was our second point. Well, we even had some lows here, so we already had the line here. We went super high at $400, then came boom right on the line again. You see the pattern? On the monthly chart, we are bouncing on the same line as the one that we had on the daily chart that I showed you. So, and we bounced again, same line. And this is our bullish channel that we are. So overall, Tesla on the monthly chart is into a bull trend, except for the past 2 years, we have been coming from the resistance side to the support side. But once we break this one right here, this is the downward channel I'm talking to you about, the one that started in November of 2021. Once we break that one, oh, now Tesla is ready to go to the other side of the channel. So the other side of the channel, whoops, is going to be, depending on when it goes there, as high as $560. If it goes very fast, it could go up to 520. If it goes slow, it could be going up to 637. Because what? Because why? Because when we are into a trend, either going down or going up, we are zigzagging into it. When it's like this, we are zigzagging into it. And when it's like this, we are zigzagging into it. So right now, this one is going higher. We are zigzagging into it. Eventually, we are going to reach this side. 560, 530, 500, 600. So once we break this downward resistance right here, then the trade is going to last longer, because then the stock is going to be free. It will not be into a downward trend. It's going to be free to go where it wants to go. Okay, let me go to the comments before. So I've laid my case. I've laid my case down, something like this. I've laid my case down. So now I'm going to go through all of the stocks from the weekly perspective, and we are going to look where these stocks are and see if the trends that each stock is in is going to last for weeks or not. Because during every single day of the week when I do a video, we are looking at the daily trend. On the weekend, we are looking at the weekly trends. but let me go to the comments a little bit. And yes, Tuesday pre-market, we are going to get the delivery numbers. So this is going to be great. But it could be great, because if we get great delivery numbers, then more people are going to willing to get shares of Tesla regardless of the price. They are going to do a market order, and they might get fulfilled at $200 or 205. And sellers could decide, well, maybe I'm gonna sell a little bit less because it's a good news. But we don't. So even if we see good delivery numbers and production numbers on Tuesday, we won't buy necessarily automatically. We are going to look at the effect. So is this impacting the stock price or not? That's the only thing we care about, the stock price. That's the only thing we care about. Okay. Yeah, well, a good time to buy is when it's low. Well, yeah. When it's low, it could be a good time to buy, or the stock could go lower. Because you could have said this, Tesla was at $400 here. It was at $400, then it went as low as 235. Oh boy, this is so low, I'm gonna buy. Yes, it went up, but then it went lower. Oh well, now at 205 and 6. This is lower, and Tesla was doing great earnings, 51% surprise, 51% positive surprise, April 2022. 5% revenue surprise. So stock is doing great. So, if I follow you, I'm sorry to use you as an example, but a good time to buy when is low if you see a good structure of company and its financial. Well, you had that there. So you would have bought, I'm sorry, but you would have bought here, you would have bought here, you would have bought here. So you were buying high because it was trending lower. And now it's at, it was not too long ago at 142. So the buy low is really relative. If you are into a downward trend, if you buy into a downward trend, you are buying high. You are buying high. Unless you trade. If you trade, you get in and you get out. So you're okay. But if you buy and hold into a downtrend, you are buying higher than where it is supposed to be in the future until it breaks it. So I cannot agree with that. You can try it, but you have bought at the wrong time. You would have bought at the wrong time. You can still make money if Tesla stock goes to $500. Anybody can make money if they buy at any point if Tesla goes at higher than 415, 47. If it goes up to 416, everybody will make money regardless of when they bought. But is it optimal? No, it's not optimal. Because it's not optimal to buy into a downtrend. It's not optimal. You cannot buy and hold into a downtrend. If you buy, you need to watch it. You need to watch it and you need to sell at some point. You need to watch it and you need to sell. You need to watch it and you need to sell. If you just buy and hold, you can just be going sideways in the end and you have nothing. And you have nothing else, nothing more. You kept maybe what you got, but you could also lose it. So yes, it's a different way of thinking. It's a different way of thinking. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's for the geeks a little bit. I admit it. I am a computer geek, so I love these lines and numbers. It's not for everybody. Okay, so I feel like we are about to break out of the downtrend, but I am a bit bearish in near term. Well, okay. We'll see on the lines. We'll see on the lines, Sean. So you are talking emotions now. I am a bit bearish in near term on the delivery numbers. Okay, but the stock can still go high. It can still go higher for whatever reason. People look at the FSD. YouTube videos and they see that wow, this car is driving itself like crazy, I'm gonna get some stocks. Even though the delivery numbers are not that good, I'm gonna buy stocks. So if enough buyers do that, even though the delivery numbers, and I agree with you, the delivery numbers might not be good, but it's not what's important. Are more buyers than sellers going to get into the stock? This is what's important. This is the baseline. This is the baseline. Okay, what we do know is that Warren Buffett methods is to buy and hold your position if you have done your homework. Exactly. But who can do their homework as good as Warren Buffett? If you held from 10 years ago the share split, you will still be up. True. Would that be optimal? Would that be optimal? What if you had sold once we broke this here? And why don't you buy back when we broke that one here? If you do this on Tesla, you will be richer than if you just buy and hold and have your stock go from $400 worth down to 197 right now, or down to $100 in January. So I don't know how you can suffer this, but I think it's not very productive. It's not optimal. It's not optimal. So what I do is more work. It's a lot more work, but it's more optimal. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Did he get into Tesla? No. Yes, exactly. So yeah. So I'm more into short term. I'm more into trading. You're worst. Well, this is why I'm here. I'm doing the lines, and I have if you become a member, you get this at a $29 level. You get share. So I share my watch list, and you get all of these lines on your TradingView account. You can copy these lines on your account. This is what you get at a specific level. So I do the lines for you. And I tell you when the stock is not going lower anymore and when the stock is not going sideways anymore. So I am effectively telling you when the stock has a lot more chance of going up, because it's no longer going down and it's no longer going sideways. So the only remaining way is up. I don't know, how do you feel if it will perform during earnings and deliveries? I never know, and nobody knows. But I'm gonna see what is going to be the impact, because see here, good earnings, and the stock was going like this. So earnings, are they that important when Tesla is making great earnings and it's just coming down? No. So I don't care about the earnings. I care about the stock movement. How does the stock move? My positioning strategy, I tend to buy pretty much the same amount each time. I tend to buy 300, 400, 500 shares each time. But I watch it like a hawk. If it turns around, I get out. I don't buy everything. This is the place where I could maybe improve, because I see a lot of buy signals and I don't chase everything. I would be buying everything. So so I tend to prefer stocks that I know a little bit more. Like Tesla, I tend to know a little bit more. ARM, I tend to know a little bit more about ARM. Palantir, I tend to know a little bit more about it. Nvidia, I tend to know a bit more. SoFi, I don't know that much. So I tend to buy the ones that I know a little bit more, so that I can combine the timing aspect of trade of technical analysis with the fundamental company aspect that way. So Nouveau Monde Graphite, I live in Quebec and these guys are in Quebec. So I tend to know them a little bit more. So I'm quite fond of Nouveau Monde Graphite. Novonix also. They are in Nova Scotia, or they were in Nova Scotia. So I'm Canadian. I know them a little bit more. So I tend to go with things I know a bit more, like physical gold and physical silver too. So before I would buy a SoFi, I don't know much about it. So if I see a break, I might enter a little bit with a little bit less money because I don't know much about it. When a stock is under $10, I tend to at least buy 1,000 shares, because 1,000 shares, if it goes up by $1, I make $1,000. So that makes sense. So this is what I can say. I agree. Exactly. It's just different strategies. Thank you, Bonebit. We are in a rare position where fundamentals and technical meet to form perfect storm. Yes. Well, yeah. Yeah. If you have both of them, this is great. If you have both of them, this is great. Palantir has always been a great company. But from 2021 to pretty much right now, they have just been, it's just been even Steven. So yes, if you held some shares here and held, you are just even Steven. If you sold here and bought back here, you are even Steven. But then you had money in between to do something else with. So yeah, so it's not just because a company is great that the stock is going to go higher. It takes something else. It takes a tide. It takes a tide of buyers. Thank you, Larson. You always start looking at the monthly, then go down. Yeah, looking at the monthly is nice because it gives you a broader picture of where things are at. So then you can move on to weekly and then daily to fine tune. So Smoky Love, damn, kind of true. However, their average cost would be low if you did just go to all of the buys. Yeah, well, yeah. If you dollar cost average, you still put a lot of money in it. You still put a lot of money at higher prices than if you just waited until it broke for good. So all of these things that you bought at those prices, you would have bought at 224. So I tend to think that it's better to wait until the downtrend is done. Yeah, thank you, Sean. Okay, so let's take the rest of the time to go through our list from the weekly chart perspective. So yeah, the good thing about Tesla is that we have, so when, okay, another piece of the puzzle is that when a stochastic is over 60, stocks tend to move. If stochastic is not over 60, you should not even buy it. So over 60 did this. Even into a downtrend over 60, why? Okay, well, it kind of did this, but it turns around real fast. Here we had a little bit of a peak, so you need to be very quick if you want to make money. Here we were so low that it was a little bit easier to get a few swings. But each time you have stochastic over 60, a stock is having a peak like this. So now we have stochastic over 60. So we are into the beginning of another peak. And as I said, the top of the peak could be 212, 217, or 2, or down to here, or it could continue also. But the worst case would be that it does this. But you can still make money here if you sell at the right time. So right now we have stochastic over 60. So on the weekly chart, so this is telling me that we are into a weekly trend, a weekly bullish trend that will last maybe 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but at least it's having a move up on the weekly chart. So I'm looking at the weekly chart on Sunday to estimate, to evaluate how long the move we are in could be lasting. So if stochastic is over 60, we could be having that move up for weeks because the weekly pattern has changed. When we are looking at the weekly chart, we are looking at the weekly patterns. When we are looking at the daily chart, we are looking at the daily patterns. So on Sunday, I'm looking at the weekly patterns by looking at stochastic over 60 and looking at where the closest resistance is. So, you know, we have stochastic over 60 and we have some room to go. So this is great. This is great. We could be expecting a move that lasts for weeks. It could turn around tomorrow, but most of the time it's working. The VIX, I am looking at the VIX also. VIX is the fear factor of the stock market. When the VIX is going high, the stock market is going low. So I'm looking at this trend on the weekly chart. There's no stochastic over 60. I like this, and this is pretty low. I like this. So the overall health of the market is pretty good. Looking at the bonds, well, you know, they are climbing higher and higher. We don't have stochastic over 60 on the weekly bonds. So this is telling me that we should be continuing lower. We have been, you know, making a little bit of a top here and we have been descending. So this should be continuing to descend. So this is pretty much in sync with what we see in the stock market, is that stock market seems to go higher, the bond seems to go lower, so where everything is in sync, so this should be continuing. If everything is in sync, we should be having a continuation. And this is why we are looking at Dow Jones too. So Dow Jones is into a bullish trend on the weekly chart. See, it started in 2020, did this, went on the other side, tested it again, and now it wants maybe to go higher. So far we are into a bull trend. Stochastic, so this is zigzagging a little bit. So we could be zigzagging for a long time. Okay, at least it's not going down. At least we are still into our bullish channel. We lost stochastic not too long ago, but when we have a congestion zone like this going sideways, stochastic tends to zigzag a little bit, so we cannot rely on it as much. But you know, I'm taking a look at this to see if I don't see a big discrepancy. You know, if Dow Jones starts to plunge while Tesla is giving me a buy signal, I might buy a little bit less Tesla because there's some fear and because something is not in sync, you know. S&P, it's flying higher, so this is in sync with Tesla. Nasdaq also, stochastic is super high. We are getting close to this resistance, and you see these lines can fit, you know, they fit everywhere. Everything fits. So we are close to the top. So this is a little bit of a concern. You know, we could be topping soon. So, you know, I make a mental note of that. So, wow, okay, well, this is not perfect. You know, see here when we got, so this is in 2021. in 2021, we came close to the resistance, just like we are here. Took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Took 2 months, and then it came down. So here we are not yet there. So maybe we have a few months, a month or two, before things start to go down, and that we have a downward cycle. So we are going to look at it every Sunday. Where is the Nasdaq? Is it starting to go sideways? Voila. And we do this for every stock. So Apple into a bullish trend with a good stochastic. So this one is a nice go. Amazon, we have a break. You know, we were going sideways. This bullish channel was not fast enough. We got outside of it, and now we are moving like this. So, you know, so the weekly chart is great on that one. So there's a weekly bullish pattern for Amazon. So Amazon should be gone for weeks. It should be continuing for weeks, I mean. AMD, no. There's no stochastic. Now it's coming back into the bullish channel. It should be, you know, it should be zigzagging. It went out of its way. Now it's retesting. Could not break this again. So AMD, I would not touch it because of this, because this does not look good. We don't have a good stochastic, and it's close to the resistance, so it should be going on the other side. It should be going on the other side. It could be going fast, or it could be going on the other side slow, like this. But let's only put our money when let's only put our money in when it is going to move. So we can choose other stocks. You know, this one is not as good as Amazon, so why put our money into AMD? We are not married to stocks. You know, we are not, you know, I don't evangelize a company against the other or above the others. I don't care. Okay, Adobe. So Adobe, okay. So I think I'm going to remain on the weekly chart. You see Adobe? It's making lower highs. Right there, this is less enticing. It is a lot less enticing. So you take 2 highs, you draw a line, you copy that line, and the same slope is going to fit somewhere else. So it's going to fit here. And now we have some, see, it fits. We have some lows here, lows, and they're all aligned. So I draw that line, and lo and behold, it fits with that new one too. So this is your Adobe. This is your Adobe. So went to $700, down to 280. That's a big plunge. Now it's going higher again. It went as high as 640. Now it's doing this. So right now it's into a bullish trend. You see, it fits pretty good, huh? Fits very nice here. Not too bad here. So right now, which one is going to win? Is this downward channel going to win, or this bullish channel going to win? We don't know. It does the two things at the same time. So right now you can trade it until 629 and then watch it like a hawk, because it could be turning down. It could. So watch it. And stochastic is just at 60, so it's looking better than last week. Last week stochastic was at 48, so now it's a little bit more convincing that it should be able to reach 620. So if I go on the daily chart and I do this, you know, we were going down, See, everything is pretty much aligned. We were going down. We stopped going down with a big move up because of I don't know why. So the next question we are going to ask is it still going sideways? So the sideways part was around here. Either ones. This was the sideways part, and then now it's no longer going sideways, it's going higher. So yes, this one was a buy on Thursday. It was a clear buy on Thursday. Now it's higher, so you can still buy it. I would sell below 522. So it's a big jump maybe to go from 560 to 522. It's $40 a share. If you can suffer that, I would put the stop loss below. But Stochastic is super great. So this one should be, this is a trade again. This is a trade. You get in, you watch it, and below 522 you get out. Okay, let me go through all of them. So ARM, a good stochastic, still into a bullish channel. So this one is pretty good. It looks like it wants to go sideways for a while because we are on this side of the bullish channel and not on this side. Yes, it can remain on one side for weeks. So maybe it can stay there for weeks also. But it's less sure than if it was on the other side. So this one is still pretty good. Google, yeah, very good. This is close to the resistance. So, but see, it has been close to that resistance for almost 2-3 months. Is it going to stop and slow down? There's a little bit more chance of that. So I am giving you the risk factor. So where I see risk, I'm telling you. Microsoft, it was going sideways, now it's going higher with a good stochastic. So this one is good. This one is going sideways, good stochastic. This one, it close to the resistance side here, so it could be slowing down, it could be going sideways for longer before it really continues up. Nvidia, I need to redraw some lines here. I'm not happy with no, okay, this is okay. It's based on that one here. So Nvidia has reached the top of the channel right here. So now it's cooling down a little bit. Stochastic is decreasing. That might be a little bit late to get into it. It might still be good, but the real move was when we broke 97 right here. When we broke 97, then that was the time. Now it's already gone higher and a little bit lower. Lower. Okay, Troy estimates 423 and consensus is 441. Well, maybe we could have a turnaround. It's always possible. We'll see. We'll see. Palantir. Sorry. Not too bad, Palantir. Not too bad. Above 60. Stochastic. This is good. Now we are stuck at 25.52. If it breaks it, then we should be going to 27. So I would not buy right now. I would wait until we break that 25. But once we break that 25, we should be good to go. SMCI, no stochastic, don't touch. SoFi, no stochastic, don't touch. BYD, stochastic is good. We have been going sideways. I would wait for a break of 30.79. And the others, Lucid, don't touch that. Neo Battery Material. So Neo Battery Material. Well, okay, no. It's low and it's going lower. Neo, it's low, but we can wait until it wants to go higher. Novonix, no stochastic. Rivian, okay, well, Rivian had a super news Now people are digesting it a bit, so it's coming down a little bit. So maybe this is just a temporary move and we come down exactly where we were. This is possible. So we'll see where it bounces. It went like this. Is it going to bounce a little bit higher? So we'll see. The jury is still out on that one. Nouveau Monde Graphite doing nothing. Bitcoin going sideways. No stochastic even, so that's even less interesting. XRP is not interesting. Gold going sideways, no stochastic. So on the weekly chart, if you don't have stochastic, you can almost forget it for a longer term move. You can still do profit on the daily move for a couple of days, but in terms of weeks, it's not a weekly wave. It's a daily wave if you don't have stochastic on the weekly chart. So we have done everything. Let's go to the sectors. So looking at the sectors, I've been talking a lot. 1 hour. Wow. So sectors. Let's look at the sectors. So materials going sideways, no stochastic. Get out. Consumer discretionary. This one is still good. We have a good stochastic. There's maybe a little bit of profit taking here that you should do because it's close to the resistance side, so we could be going down. So just take profit on any consumer discretionary stock. Consumer staples, get out. Energy sector, we don't have much stochastic. No, this is not. See, we are going down. Are we breaking it? We have not broken it yet. So maybe next week we can change our mind for the fact that it could be no longer going down, but it could be going sideways. So energy sector, don't buy before we break 93.48, which is this one right here, which is this. So yeah, I am giving, this is not financial advice, this is just my opinion. I know I don't have a financial degree. This one, no stochastic going sideways. I would wait for a better sign, and that was financials. Healthcare sector going sideways, good stochastic though. But would I get into it? Not yet. I would wait for a break of 147. No, let me do it. 147.60. Industrial going sideways, no stochastic, no. Technology, good stochastic. Close to the resistance. We need to be concerned a little bit. We need to watch it. Communication services, good stochastic. Maybe it's gonna come down soon, so just watch it. Maybe take profit and watch it. And utilities, no, that's a big no. That's a big no. Don't touch that. I forbid you to buy this. And real estate sector going sideways. Going sideways. If you want to do something short term, so short term it's pretty good. See, making higher lows, and then there's a top here. So wait until we have a break at 39 if you want to, for a little bit of a swing onto 41. So if you have a few stocks that are in this sector, then maybe you can do something with that. So thank you guys. Okay, so I have some big questions for you coming. I found something interesting from the charts, but I need to check some things and fine tune my question. Okay, so perfect, Raiko. I'll be here next Sunday. And because you are a member, we are going to be able to talk, and the others that are just from the public, they won't see your question and they won't see my answer to the question. Life is life. Is there anyone on YouTube that enjoy watching or found useful to learn more of these fundamentals? Well, you should ask them, but yeah, I cannot answer that. Dave, thank you, Dave. What was your verdict on Tesla before delivery numbers? Well, sorry. Tesla delivery numbers. Well, my verdict is that it is a buy. It is a buy. See my little yellow arrow? This is a buy. Put a stop loss below 194.35. Like, you know, for a stop loss, I like to go on the 1 hour chart and just look at where things are at. So I would put a stop loss below 187.45 because this was a resistance and now it's a support. So, you know, if it breaks 194, it could still do this, and it's still kind of okay. Still kind of okay. So yeah, so my take is that yeah, it's a buy. I'm in it, and yes, I hope that the deliveries are good, but I hope more that the buyers are going to buy more stock, even though regardless of the delivery numbers. I'm just playing with words just to talk about the concept that it's not the news that influences the stock, it's the people buying and selling. Okay, well, thank you, Dave. So thank you very much, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed this. So I do a smaller version of this every weekday. It's free every weekday. Today it was free on Sunday because I do one live for free per month. The other 3 are for my members. So every Sunday we look at the progression. Once we have our lines set, it's quite easy to go through the progression. You know, I don't spend 1 hour every week because I don't have to. Today I had to explain a bunch of stuff, but once you know that stuff, on Sunday we are updating. So are we seeing a break of our lines or not? So if you don't want to spend a lot of time looking at your stock, use technical analysis because once your lines are laid out, it's very quick to assess the situation. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for the interaction. That's always fun. So I'm gonna wish you a great rest of your weekend. And I'm gonna we are going to talk tomorrow. So I'm gonna do a video tomorrow. So we are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm gonna tell you à la prochaine.